For tonight, man. I got my little partner with me from Alabama, Lil Rod, man. We introducing him. I need y'all to introduce him to the new Ks11, man. Introduce my new artist, Lil Rod, man. Welcome to Ks11. And I got something for you right here. Listen, we're gonna do something different tonight, man. I got my...
Right.
I ain't gonna cap. I ain't never know that Gucci had brought him on stage like that. If y'all knew that, drop in the comments. I did not know he brought him on stage like that. That shit was cold. I think every artist they gonna do that when they sign an artist though, and they give them they chain and they money. They do something like that. I think.
You got caught lacking, boy. See, hey, this one thing about the streets right here, dog. Sooner or later, you will be battle tested. And if you got a certain image, like, and then you dissing on people, when that time come and you take that L, it ain't no bouncing back, dog. You dissing NBA Youngboy, then get whooped at the mall.
Dude, sound like
okay. You said it was 5-on-2. Man, you supposed to have to drop 2 on from the door. What you in the mall?
That is true. I've been in a situation where my homie, it was a 5-on-2, well, a 5-on-1, and he dropped 2 of them before he fell. Then my other homies came up, and it was a 3-on-5. That's when, you feel me, they end up running, doing all this other shit. With that being said, yeah, a 5-on-1, I mean a 5-on-2 it's possible, my nigga.
Without your stick for when every rapper who rap this street shit be claiming they can be in a club with their toolie, why you ain't in the mall with your toolie, bro?
Now look, this the only pass he could get for that. Only thing I could say is if he was in the mall in Lenox up in Atlanta, then yeah, you can't bring pipes in there. They got I don't know if y'all been to Lenox before, but they got metal detectors on every floor before you get on the escalator or stairs. So you gotta check through the metal detectors before you even go to the different flow. That's probably why he didn't have his pipe. We had brought pipe inside of that. We had to go back to the cop and take it back because we was gonna, I don't know what they was gonna be on.
See now, that 1017 chain, see, hey, look, Gucci would have definitely dropped you if you would have got that too. So you held on for dear life, nigga. So I applaud you for that right there. We're going to round of applause for him not getting the chain too. Now let's take this shit back. Because you got your ass beat, nigga. Y'all be saying, such and such a kid, I know such and such a kid for me. Ooh, why they ain't there with you all the time, bruh? You gotta take this loss, bruh. And now you want some get back. So guess what? Guess what gonna come with the get back? You being locked up, losing your deal, losing a way to goddamn feed your family, losing a way to take care of your kids if you got kids. It's a lose-lose situation, bruh. If I was you, I wouldn't get no get back. I just start rapping about certain shit. Let's be honest.
No. First off, you can't approach the game talking a certain way, then something happen to you and you want to change what you doing. You gotta come in, you gotta leave how you came unless you change it for the better, you feel me? Not on scary shit. Even though that could be for the better, but he ain't even up all the way yet. I don't know why y'all be saying this nigga a big artist when he not. He not up all the way. He's still an underground artist a little bit. He coming up, but you feel me? I could say he could be inside of a XXL freshman. You feel me? He probably a rookie, a freshman. But yeah, I don't get you.
NBA Youngboy been battle tested, bro.
You can't do that. They gonna call him a straight bitch if he try to stop rapping about certain shit because they beat him up. That's scary. That's some scary shit. You feel me?
That nigga is, hey.
I ain't saying you can't stop doing that, but you should do that up on your own because you're gonna do that, not because they beat you up.
Simple.
That's just not the way.
You gotta hold it.
Listen, bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. When I say a 9-to-5 save lives, I really stand on that. And I really stamp that. Now, when it comes to a lot of rappers in the game that are still left, because I believe that hip hop will come to an end. I believe that streamers will be the new talk of the town. And the reason I say that is because streamers got bodyguards. But rappers, unless they're mainstream, they walk around without bodyguards. So my main thing is, if you talk that gangster talk and you talk about putting people in a coffin and you talk about sliding on the ops and you're in the mall and you don't have a stick on you, at the end of the day, this dude is in survival mode. And it's cool to think it's cool, follow the wordplay. It's cool to think it's cool that you could talk that gangster talk, rap that gangster talk, go in the booth with a studio and an engineer, and people think that clout really overrides all. Let it breathe. Everybody wants to be gangster, but they not gangster. This dude, Lil Ra right here, he looks like all the streamers just throwing up gang signs. Listen, the videographer comes to the hood and make it look all good. The drone comes out, fly over the projects, all they got to do is make it look real theatrical. You got the photographer, paparazzi flashing. You got the director telling people stand over here. And with that being said, this man, first of all, you know he's in survival mode. You could start a YouTube channel, do your own videos, and he can make more than what Gucci Mane could ever cut him a check. You're probably thinking, Mr. Keep It Simple, you think so? I know so. Gucci Mane is going to hit him with a nice straight up 360 deal. We're not talking about 360 waves. We're talking about a 360 deal. And everything got to be recouped. Yes, even the coupe got to be recouped. Follow the wordplay. And I'm going to say that again. Even the coupe got to be recouped. Gucci Mane gave this man a 1017 chain. Luckily, he held on to it for dear life. I think it's sad being an older melanated man at the age of 37, you see a younger man, 22, he's holding on to his chain for dear life. He's not holding on to his sneakers for dear life. He's not holding on to his wallet for dear life. The only thing that he cares about is a chain. Listen, Gucci Mane don't care about you. At the end of the day, a lot of these guys, they feel that the chain represents something. Even the guys that were attacking him, his attackers, all they kept saying was, give up the chain, give up the chain, give up the chain. First of all, before we go any further, let's get back to Gucci Mane. You see what happens to all 1017 artists. Big Scar committed an overdose. Pooh Shiesty's in jail making phone calls. We don't know who's paying for the collect calls, but he's making phone calls from jail. At the end of the day, if you see a pattern, everybody put PR for pattern recognition. Also, shout out to Puerto Rico. But when you see a pattern recognition of failure, at the end of the day, you got to stop and think, why would you want to sign to 1017? Listen, Lil Ra, whatever you want to call yourself, if this video makes it to your desk, if this video makes it to your personal assistant, I'm just going to tell you straight up, just do YouTube, record your own videos, and get out of that 1017 game. Get out of the rap game. You are not a gangster. You are a guy who makes gangster music, but I want to break down, there is a huge difference between being a gangster and making gangster music. Now, at the end of the day, you're probably thinking, what's the difference? Easy. It's anybody could go in the booth and make gangster music. Anybody could throw up gang signs, but when the unemployed shooters who had absolutely nothing to do, when they approach you, they gonna try your gangster. they going to test your gangster. And at the end of the day, I listened to some of his music before I made this video. Everybody put an R for research. And all of his verses, but I mean all of his verses, they sound like curses. But when it's all said and done, all of his verses talking about what he's going to do to the ops, how he's going to slide on the ops. Not only that, the ops, here are the ops right here. This man is covered up. And I'm going to say this again. This man right here is covered up. Like wintertime in Alaska. This man right here is covered up. And he's not doing anything gangster. He's not fighting back. They stripped him of his garments. They took his kicks. They took his shoes. They took his
It's really the script.
clothes off. At the end of the day, the only thing he held on to was his chain. And the reason he held on to his chain is because if he lost that chain, Gucci Mane does not care about him. And Gucci Mane would have dropped it from the label. But you got to stop and think, why would you sign to another man? Listen, to all young men, listen up. If you under the age of 30, put a 44 in the chat. You don't need anybody. Like I'm telling you, this whole YouTube game is up. No soy dominicano, pero ya tú sabes, tengo la pámpara prendida. What? I'm taking over the whole game, and all I need is one moderator. You don't need anybody. I mean, this is how we go back 400 years and another 400 years. We keep making old plays. In the year 2023 of social media, you don't need to sign with anybody. You don't need to sign with a major label. You could do this all by yourself. Stack your crumbs and build your pie and understand a 9 to 5 save lives. Now, here is NBA Youngboy right here. This dude has been beefing with NBA Youngboy. He has been calling NBA Youngboy out. I wish he was watching my videos because you have to understand, NBA Youngboy is not going to do anything to you. It's the people who got love for him. It's the people who ride for him. It's the people that he is paying. Listen, he pays his shooters. So if you got a problem with NBA Youngboy, you have to understand that it's not NBA Youngboy you're going to see eye to eye or see eye to eye with. You're going to have to see eye to eye with the people on his payroll. You're going to have to see eye to eye with the unemployed shooters. Listen, NBA Youngboy, he's going to wear makeup. He's going to wear cologne. But the unemployed shooter who did the dirty work for G Money's never coming home. So Little Rod, this is NBA Youngboy right here saying they
That hit different.
each out your clothes, YouTube friendly. And he said, don't listen to this man anymore. His career ended as soon as it started. And this is why it's so important to take your time in life. Don't rush things. Little Rye, he rushed things. And NBA Youngboy, he took all the BS and he flushed things. And I'm going to say this again. Little Rye, he rushed things. And NBA Youngboy, him and his homeboys, they took all the BS and they flushed things. Now, he's holding up a burner in this photo. And I took a screenshot from his video. So he's in. I keep telling you, to be a rapper is easy. All you need is to have somebody. Listen, all rappers, this is how they make it in a game. If you want to know how rappers make it in the game, listen, put a 100 in the chat. I'm going to break it down with you. They have somebody behind the scenes that's moving the government's work and funding them. A lot of rappers, listen, they homeboys move the work. They don't move the work. So all you need to do is have a style. It's easy to be a rapper. This is Rapper 101. I'm not telling you to be a rapper, but this is how easy it is. See, the reason a lot of people will never make it in a rap game is because they don't have somebody in a dope game. But if you got somebody in a dope game, aka the no hope game, it's easy to fund your homeboy who really sleeps on a blow-up mattress. So what happens is when people see you as a rapper and you got a Mary, you got chains on, you got diamonds on, you got an AP on, you got Balenciagas on. Listen, if you could keep up the act for more than a year, you're going to get signed. So Little Sky, he has face tattoos. Little Sky is holding up a gun. But my question is, how can you have the gun in the video, but you don't have it in real life? And that's my problem. And this is why I make videos for the youth. I want you guys to be original. I want you guys to not only be yourself, but fall in love with yourself. Because once you fall in love with yourself, you're going to start to look at people who want to be gangster as people are in survival mode. This man is in survival mode. So whatever image he got to sell to the youth, he's going to sell it. Whatever image he got to sell to his fans, he's going to sell it. But at the end of the day, in real life, where is the homeboy in the background? You see the music videos, everybody comes out. But when these guys are in the mall, where are the homeboys? Let me tell you guys something.
You saying it like they had to just be everywhere together all the time. It probably don't be all of them all the time. The other ones probably had something to do. Anything could have happened that day. You can't just, I don't. You just can't say that game.
Ride is 20.
You gotta think like, what if his homie like was at a funeral or like on a date and he was like, bro, I'm finna slide on y'all after we go to the mall real quick. You know, I'm gonna do a little video real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna slide on y'all. Then that shit happen. Random as hell. You just be like that, you know. Sometimes.
Little Rod could have been working at the Walmart in Mobile, Alabama.
But with that much clout, you shouldn't be going nowhere too deep. In Atlanta, you got beef in there. That's what Youngboy and them laid the last nigga down there.
Listen, before we go any further, shout out to Alabama in the building. Everybody just put an A in the building. Just put an A in the building for Alabama. I never visited Alabama, but as a world-class traveler, as a PJS, a professional jet setter, I just fell in love with Alabama. I feel the same love for Alabama that I had for New Orleans before I visited New Orleans. Before I visited New Orleans, I did like a whole year of research on New Orleans. So when I visited, it was everything and more, and it superseded my expectations. But the same way, I know this is not right to say, but the way I feel about New Orleans is the same way I feel about Alabama. And I never visited Alabama. Listen, but one day I'm going to have to change that, let it breathe. But Little Rod, he could have worked at a warehouse in Alabama. Little Rod could have did DoorDash in Alabama. Little Rod could have did Grubhub in Alabama. Little Rod could have did Instacart in Alabama. Little Rod could have got a job in Alabama. But what did Little Rod choose to do? He wanted to be unemployed, and he wanted to take the street route. And I'm going to be the only person on YouTube saying you can't make the transition from the streets to the industry without giving up a body. And I'm going to say this one more time. You cannot make the transition from the streets to the industry without giving up a body. Now, before we go any further, you got to think about it. He's from Mobile, Alabama. NBA Youngboy is from Louisiana. So how does beef even start? But I keep telling you, in the music industry, if there's no beef, there is no peace. The only time the A&Rs on their mega yachts, the only time the CEOs on their private jets have peace is when there's beef. So all rappers, if they want...
Because if it ain't no beef, the money low. If the money low, they can't have peace because they got to get some money. When it's beef, they all worry about their life, making all the money. And the big people at the crib making their money. Cool, and they ain't worry about shit. Just watch it. Fuck too much.
Get along, they could get along. I don't care. The South is the South. People try to say it's not the South. Want to get along, they could get along. I don't care. The South is the South. People try to say Maryland's not the South, but we're not going to get into that tonight. But here he goes again. Look at him. He has the gun in his hand. Multiple videos, he has the blicky. He got the burner. He got the Ike and Tina Turner in his hand, but he's not using it in real life. I want you guys to understand, all rappers, this is what they do. Their dope boy friends give them money. They go to the mall, they buy fresh clothes, they get guns. They probably don't own them. They probably just holding up guns. They're probably fake guns. They're probably prop guns. And they get the videographer to start shooting the video, and they're walking around under a demonic spirit, claiming to be on demon time. Let me tell you something about people on demon time. Everything is cool when you're on demon time until you meet the real demons. And I'm going to say this again. Everybody wants to be on demon time until they meet the real demons. Now, he claimed it was just him and his homeboy. He said it was 5-on-2. That's what the blicky's for. That's what self-defense is for. That's what the burner is for. If you got 5 guys and they're trying, listen, you got to understand, a lot of people are not going to tell you this. A lot of you guys didn't grow up with your father. A lot of you guys didn't have an uncle. You guys are probably used to a new content creator like Mr. Keep It Simple, Let It Breathe. That's I. But when people try to put hands on you They're trying to kill you. So at the end of the day, if you got 5 dudes that's trying to put hands on you, this is a perfect time to pull out the burner. This is a perfect time to say back up. This is a perfect time to make them lean back like Fat Joe in the early 2000s. This is the perfect time. But guess what? This man, his whole time, he was lying to the audience. This man, the whole time, he was lying to himself. This man, the whole time, he was lying to the youth. He was only doing this for girls with fat cats that look like triple whoppers at Burger King. I keep telling you, the reason a lot of guys want to become gangsters is because they want females who don't want them. Listen, if she doesn't want you in the Honda, she's not going to want you in the Lambo.
That's cap.
And I'm going to say,
That's cap. You pull up in the Honda, try to get you one of them girls that be walking in Hollywood, and then you go pull up in the fucking Lambo. See how many girls you get in the Honda. See how many girls walk up to the Lambo. All you gotta do is blow the horn, tell them come here. See how many walk up, and see how fast they walk up. You go see the difference.
again, if she doesn't want you in the Honda, she doesn't want you in the Lambo. NBA Youngboy is just like him. This is probably why they got a problem with each other. NBA Youngboy is not built like that, but he got people that's around him, and you can get killed like that, or get beat up and get your wig peeled like that. Let it breathe. But if you beefing with a guy who has crash dummies, my question is for Little Rye, where were your crash dummies? See, a lot of people, they don't think about the future. A lot of people, they just do things for clout. And I'm the only one that's saying clout doesn't last. You can hire all the bodyguards you want, but at the end of the day, unless you got little baby bodyguard, that's the only one that's really throwing active punches. A lot of bodyguards, they just pay for hire. They just stand.
He said little baby bodyguard. I ain't never seen little baby bodyguard throwing them bitches. We gonna have to go and find a video on it after this one. Little baby bodyguard fighting. We finna see about that.
They eat gushers when you getting beat up. These dudes don't care. So at the end of the day, if you beefing with a guy that has crash dummies, where were your crash dummies? And I'm going to tell you why. He's not built like that. He's 22 years old. It's never too late to go to a warehouse. This man needs to go and fill out an application to IKEA.
Why you on his ass like that?
They beat this man literally down by a bed. They beat him down like he was a mannequin. And I got jumped by 17 people before. So at the end of the day, getting jumped by 5, you could at least throw some bolt.
Yeah, he could have did something. I ain't gonna lie. Tomorrow was only you and your homie. Like I said, I got 2 homies that got jumped by 5 people before. And one of my homies, the first one that they ran up to, he dropped 2 of them. Then the other 3 came up. He slipped. You know how that go. Yeah, but it didn't go like that. But you don't know the situation before that. It could have started different. You don't know how it started too. We just saw like part of it. You know?
This man did it. This man just curled up.
That shit is crazy.
He curled up like a Red Lobster shrimp. He just curled up. Listen, leave the streets alone. It's not worth it, man. Trying to be gangster for vagina is not worth it. Trying to be gangster for females like Glorilla is not worth it. Be yourself at all times. This man, I keep telling you, Mikey Williams was doing the same thing. They put the 2 fingers to their head and make it seem like if you mess with them, their head's going to get blown off. Let me tell you guys something. This man is not going to get any get back. Offset part 2. They're not going to get any get back. What they do is they go in the studio, they tell the engineer, turn the beat up, Metro booming. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm going to shoot you. But at the end of the day, when it comes to beef, they're not going to bust a grape in a fruit fight. Little Rye is not going to do anything. Little Rye just want to rap with burners. He just want to rap. But at the end of the day, he got beat down like Tina Turner. It's not worth it. Get a job. Why get beat up at the mall where you could just get a job? All these unemployed shooters, okay, if you're shining, maybe they might rob you. But 9 out of 10 unemployed shooters are like androids. They take hits. They have orders. They lock in on you like a heat-seeking missile. Unemployed shooters don't mess with regular civilians. They don't mess with random bystanders. 9 out of 10 unemployed shooters, listen, they locked in on you like Call of Duty. They have a drill. They have a mission. They're riding around. They chasing you down in the city. So you got to stop and ask yourself, why are you out in the daytime like unemployed shooters got a job? When it's up, it's up. When it's beef, it's beef. If you're not from the streets, let it breathe.
His ass is crazy.